What's up everybody, Phil Bleckman with BarBend.com. Today we are going to cover Kari Pearce and how she trains to be an elite CrossFitter. If you want to see any coverage about the 2021 CrossFit Open or anything happening in the CrossFit space, just hop over to Google, type in BarBend CrossFit and all of that coverage is going to come up. In the functional fitness world of CrossFit, Kari Pearce is an elite athlete, a 6-time CrossFit Games competitor with 3 top 5 finishes, including a bronze medal in 2020 to end a 5-year drought of American women on the CrossFit Games podium. The Ann Arbor, Michigan native was the highest ranking American woman in the 2020 CrossFit Open with a 6th place overall finish. Pearce provided one of the most memorable moments at the 2020 CrossFit Games in the final event called Atalanta. It was noted by CrossFit Games director Dave Castro as the toughest event ever at the Games, consisting of 2 one-mile runs, 100 handstand push-ups, 200 pistol squats, and 300 pull-ups while wearing a 14-pound weighted vest. Pearce needed to best the CrossFit phenom Haley Adams by 2 ranks in order to secure a spot on the podium. Her first place time of 47 minutes, 56.68 seconds was over a minute faster than runner-up Katri ðsdo and 3 ranks above Adams. Pearce is coached by a 3-person team. There's Justin Coulter, who programs for her, Rob Carson, who guides her endurance and conditioning specific training, and Danny Casey, who acts as her lifting coach. Together, Pearce and her coaches build the best program possible for her needs. Although some athletes might know what their training looks like a week or more ahead of time, Pearce actually learns of her training each day when she first wakes up. Not knowing what to expect in training until, quote, the last minute, also parallels what it is like for athletes competing at the CrossFit Games themselves. Events are often not announced until the last minute, or sometimes they change in the middle of an event. The prime example of this being the ranch loop at the 2020 CrossFit Games, where the now retired 5-time fittest man on earth, Matt Frazier, actually flipped Dave Castro off, thinking the additional loop around the ranch, effectively doubling the length of the event, was a joke. When prepping for the Games, both the intensity of Pearce's workouts as well as the volume of them is increased. She incorporates more cardio for heart-based events. For a heart-based event, think of like swimming stuff from the 2020 CrossFit Games. The other major shift is that for the CrossFit Games, she will incorporate a major deload the week before to allow for enough rest and recovery. Her favorite part of training is actually gymnastics. As a former gymnast before getting into CrossFit, she enjoys the gymnastic training in her CrossFit programming. She says, quote, I did it for 18 years growing up, and although the movements we do in CrossFit are very different from the ones I did growing up, I still really enjoy that, unquote. As an additional rewarding aspect of Pearce's training, it's not going at it alone. Alongside her coaches, she trains with a group of athletes that help her stay motivated in the gym. The biggest feature of her training that has helped her achieve success is consistency. As she has become a more experienced elite level CrossFitter, she pays closer attention to her recovery. Her training programs of old didn't have any room for rest days, but currently, Sundays are always a rest day to help her recover both physically and mentally for the training week that comes ahead. The value of experience for Pearce: when she first came into CrossFit, she was always looking to train harder and find more to do. But nowadays, she spends more time focused on the quality of the work rather than the quantity of the work. We asked Pearce specifically when it came to her Atalanta performance, her incredible performance in the final event at the 2020 CrossFit Games. When it comes down to difficult high-stakes challenges like that event, what does she incorporate in her training to help her stay mentally tough for those high-stakes, high-pressure, extremely difficult physical situations? And she said that she has learned to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. The bigger mental obstacle during the toughest event at the CrossFit Games was knowing that it was a do-or-die event for her to reach the podium for the first time in her CrossFit career. Her training had prepared her to be excited for the event, thinking it would be a, quote, good workout for her, unquote, rather than being intimidated by the sheer volume. So let's talk about what her preparation looks like for the 2021 CrossFit Open. Pearce actually disclosed to us that she did suffer a minor hip injury during the 2020 Games that took her some time to heal and recover. So with the 2021 CrossFit Open scheduled to begin on March 11th, 2021, Pearce's training has resumed to the full effort. She balances 2-a-days, which is performing 2 sessions in the same day, while managing her business Power Apps. She stays flexible and will perform as much as 3 training sessions per day, or just a single one, whatever her schedule demands. She remains flexible to make sure that regardless of what gets in her way, the work will still happen. So whether her training sessions take place in the gym or the setup that she currently has in her garage, Pearce will put in the work for the 2021 Open. We're excited to see if she can make her way even further up the podium and potentially even challenge for the title of fittest on earth. So there you have it. That's Kari Pearce's training when it comes to big events in the CrossFit space. If you want to learn anything more about her diet, her training, anything at all when it comes to CrossFit, just go over to Google, type in BarBend Kari Pearce. All of her info is going to come up. You're not going to want to miss out. But until next time, I'm Phil Bleckman for BarBend.com.